opportunities right here, bro. This the NPR, like, yo, welcome to the NPR Fantasy Podcast, bro. Money, power, respect, man. I got my broskies, my good bros in the building, man. We got Bad News Villain. What's good, my guy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're here to stay, baby. NPR. You won't miss.
You did, man. Got my other broski, man. My Chicago brother and my shit, the Midwest Monsters. Get to them, cool.
Me. What up?
You dig, man. Hey, then Marquise coming in. He popping in the show later, man. Yo, free agency has been popping off, man. And of course, I'm your coach, your commissioner, Commissioner Bowman. Free agency, man. If you've been not here or whatever, if you're a football fan and you really ain't been paying attention, man, listen. Breaking news just then, man. Before we even kick this thing off, man. So the Steelers traded Deontay Johnson, their second wide receiver, to the Panthers. Starting off, kicking off the show, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Let's see if we got any other news on that. No, not right now. They don't have the contract going out, anything. Uh yeah, look, see, breaking news. Eagles are signing defensive back CJ Gardner Johnson from the Lions. 3-year deal worth up to $33 million max value.
It's going down.
It's going down, bros. I really thought day one was what it was, but day two is definitely kicking off.
Yeah.
Definitely kicking off, man. Gosh, man, I don't even know where to start, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, really do not know where to start because there's so many names. We got a little rapid fire game that I want to play later on in the show. And I'm not gonna hold you guys long, but gosh, bro, cool. I gotta start off with you, bro, because this was the first trade. Like soon as free agency kicked off yesterday, this was the first, not trade. This was the first signing of free agency. DeAndre Swift, bro. You got your speedster. What, he 25 years old. He's still young. You know what he's about. He can pass catch out of the backfield. He can be. I mean, to me personally, he's a three down back. Just me personally. How do you feel about your Chicago Bears with that signing, bro?
Um, I like the signing. I like the signing. He's had some up and down in his career. Some up and down, as far as just based on how he statistic wise and just being consistent. But I do like
Yeah,
the signing. I do like you. I think he's an excellent back. You can use him on multiple downs. Um, you still got to make some improvements to the offensive line for him to have his best success. And
definitely.
that's our Achilles heel, for the last couple of seasons. But nonetheless, man, um, I do like it. I was somewhat surprised, somewhat not terribly surprised, but I was a little bit somewhat surprised. I also like the Kevin Byard signing we had
I do too.
as safety. Like I told y'all on the last show, anything is an upgrade over Eddie Jackson. Uh, so yeah, I like it, man. I like it. I can't necessarily say I love it until we build the offensive line and until
Yeah,
we obviously have enough threats. The quarterback position has to be determined, and all that. So, but I
I
do
de-
like it.
I definitely feel that, man. And I mean, shoot, I can remember past seasons, bro. Like Swift was my guy in fantasy football. He couldn't stay healthy, but I always knew like he gonna give you those fantasy points. You know what I'm saying? So Big Cup Broski, how you feel about this sign right here, man, with the Chicago Bears, DeAndre Swift?
I think he'll be that back to get those red zone touches.
Hmm.
He's the type of back he snuffs out the end zone. He loves that end zone. You get close, you get in that red zone. He likes to hit pay dirt. So I think coming up the field, I think Khalil Herbert might get the bulk of the work. But once they touch that red zone, I think it's going to be DeAndre Swift time. You know,
Gotcha.
and
Oh,
he's going to get I think he'll get a lot of touchdowns. I think most of the bulk of the yards are going to come to Herbert, but I think he'll get all the touchdowns.
get other touchdowns.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that. Look, it's interesting. You guys, I was listening to a couple of pods earlier when I was at work today, right? And the topic of discussion was you had teams that really signed running backs, right? Then you had teams that really signed or got rid of the same running backs that they signed, right? So I want to talk about this. I want to touch on this just to pick y'all brains a little bit, right? So this is one player I want to go with. Uh, Let me start with the Aaron Jones being released, right? We all know Josh Jacobs. Let me bring it up for you guys. Josh Jacobs is signed with the Packers. I feel like that's a big move for them. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can't take away from him. He is one of the running back rushing leaders. Um, but they did also release Aaron Jones. But Aaron Jones is going to the Vikings. Okay. So with that being said, do you feel like? I mean, I've heard of what the question I'm trying to ask. Are they one and the same?
No,
Okay.
no. At least not at this point in his career for Aaron Jones. He's taken lot more hits. Um, dealt with a few more injuries.
Hmm.
So at this point in his career, he's not what Jacobs is. But I personally think that the duo of them would have been real good. I think that duo would have been real good. Obviously, they, whatever the case is, whether it's money wise or whether he just compiled a few injuries over the years, they chose to move on. And obviously, he goes down the division. If y'all notice, that seems to keep happening with my division, the NFC North.
Yeah.
Montgomery leaves us, goes to the Lions.
Hmm.
Jones leaves the Packers, he goes to the Vikings. It's like we just keep swapping within the division. But nonetheless, uh, Josh Jacobs to me, he's the man. He's
Yeah.
I would say he's probably top three, top two or three running backs in the game. As far as just talent, uh, as far as his ability catching out the backfield, things of that nature. He
Hmm.
obviously can hit that top speed and hit his head on the goalpost. So uh, it's gonna be scary. It probably would have been a little scarier with the duo, but it's still scary for us in that division. So I, just when we thought the Packers might, without Aaron Rodgers, we thought they might take a step back. It looked like I'm about to have to deal with these mofos for another 10 years. So it is what it is, dog.
Hey, Bursky Cup, before I get to you, man, like, hey, cool. I 100% agree, bro, because I remember we had this conversation, man, and in the past where, you thought you was going to take a breather, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, whatnot. Then here's Jordan Love. Then he gets this offense rolling, and here they go, bro. They one or two passes or plays, rather have you, away from beating the 49ers to make it to, to where they need to go. But hey, Cup, I gotta ask you the same thing, man. Like, how do you feel about Josh Jacobs going to the Packers? We call him free Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I don't know, man. With him going to the Vikings, it's almost like, damn, like
Well,
basically what I'm
I,
setting up is go ahead, because I got another question for y'all in rapid fire. What I'm trying to set up with these divisions.
I
But how
think
you feel?
that Aaron Jones took it personal. That's why he went to the Vikings. He wants to stick it to Green Bay. He wants to get some revenge. He wants to
Hmm.
play them twice, maybe even three times if they meet in the playoffs. So he wants to stick it to him. That's why he wants to, he went in the division so he can get back at him.
Right.
Far as head to head, the type of running backs they are, I do believe Aaron Jones is a little more versatile than a Josh Jacobs is because I think he's a better receiver than Josh Jacobs is at this point in his career. Josh Jacobs, of course, is much younger than Aaron Jones is.
Hmm.
Jones is a little more seasoned, a little more long in the tooth, but Jacobs is more of a power rusher to me. He's more of a get that head of steam, and then when he does get through that first line of defense, by the time he get to your safeties, when he gets to your safeties and he got that full head of steam and that speed going, he can take it to the house.
Yeah, or he can make a move too. Like he's still shifty now.
Yeah, he can make once he gets past them linebackers, he can take it to the house. He got a little Derrick Henry in him. You know, he's from Alabama and from not yeah, he is. He maybe came the year after Derrick Henry or something, but he came from Alabama. He got that. He was after Derrick Henry before Brian Robinson. He came from Alabama, so he got that big back in him. And I think he's more of that type of back, more of a power back with the speed asset with him. And I think he can also take a screen pass and
Yeah,
do something with it. But Aaron Jones can also take more routes and he can
gotcha.
catch more type of passes and he's a little more diverse with it. But like I said, he's much younger than Jones is. But he's younger, so you always go with the younger back.
Yeah, gotta go with the young. Their age bracket is 28 years old. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at it like that, bro. Do they keep them? Do you trade at that point? Do you keep them as mentors? It's just certain things like that. So, speaking of free agency, bro, um, I just as it goes along, man, as we go in this show, bro, I want to talk about just other things that I'm seeing reported, man. Chase Young, one of our defensive ends, bro. We drafted or whatnot, and he was let go, traded to the 49ers or whatnot. He was actually signed and traded to the 49ers. He's actually visiting the Tennessee Titans and the Panthers this week. So the 49ers are obviously they don't want him anymore, so we're going from that. But to keep it pushing, man, look, I want to keep it pushing, bro. This is another big signing for me, man. Let's talk about it. I said Devontae, Devin Singletary, man, going to the Giants. Houston, man. Houston made some big moves to me so far, man. They looking like they trying to make a run. Giants, I'm not really too sold on them right now. They got their quarterback situation that they need to handle. But they got their running back and Devin Singletary, man. I heard they paid him a lot of money. I haven't seen the contract specs or anything like that, but that's another signing that happened in free agency today. This is who I want to talk about since we're speaking of Houston, man. The guy, Joe Mixon. No, that's Zach Moss. I'm definitely sorry about that. So let's start with Zach Moss. Joe Mixon is no longer with the Bengals. Let's start with Zach Moss. How do y'all feel about this one? This is the guy that was behind Jonathan Taylor with the Indianapolis Colts.
Zach
And
Moss put up good numbers when Jonathan Taylor got hurt this year.
hmm
He stepped in admirably in his absence this year.
yeah,
He earned that money that he got.
definitely, definitely, bro. How you feel about Zach Moss? Cool.
Um, personally, I mean, I personally think it's a downgrade. I
I do
think
too.
I personally think it's a downgrade. I think Mixon is better. We talked about this on a couple previous shows. The NFL, they're quick to tell you, after 3 or 4 years, running backs, you just got to discard of them. And I just don't see that with Mixon. I don't see
Yeah,
him. I don't see him necessarily taking that far of a step back. He doesn't, money wise, it sounds like money got in the way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always a little bit weird about we didn't want to pay somebody, but we
right.
signed somebody at his position. It
hmm
gets a little weird sometimes for me, but I understand how salary caps and certain things work. Certain dudes count this much against the cap this year, and they count this much cap future. You trying to plan for the future, whatever the case is. But
hmm
nonetheless, I think the Bengals, you know, in some ways they might be losing a window, man. Um,
Yeah,
Burrow can't seem to ever stay upright. He's the man when he is. When he's healthy, he's the man. But he got to stay upright, stay healthy. I like I said, I think Mixon is a little better than Moss, but I'll wait to see that one play out. Zach Moss is a good back, and then T Higgins seemed like he won out, so it seemed
yeah.
like they might be getting ready to miss a window. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he actually asked for that trade request, bro. He was like, he don't want to be franchise tag or anything. So We
Yeah, it
just have
seemed
to
like
wait.
they about to miss a little bit of a window. Jamar Chase gonna be Jamar Chase. I mean, he gonna be a
Yeah.
number one no matter what. But it seemed
I
like
actually,
they taking a little bit of maybe just maybe taking a step back, depending on what they do in
Okay.
the future. I mean, the draft, we still got the draft coming up, so whatever.
Facts. Yeah. Go ahead, Big Cup.
I actually think that Mixon lost a step last year. He might have made up for it in power, but his his backup last year,
Chase
I can't
Brown.
think of what
Chase
I can't.
Brown.
What was his name?
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown was
Yeah.
coming in with speed. He was coming in racking up yards when Mixon was out last year. He was coming in like accelerating on the field. Mixon would come in, catch a few passes. He was basically the third down back blocking for Burrow. He was a better blocker, but first down, they was running his speedster, you know.
Yeah.
Mixon kind of took a step back. We'll see what Moss did, but if I'm not mistaken, if you check the stats, I'm pretty much guarantee you Mixon had more 100-yard games than Mixon did last year. I guarantee you Moss had more 100-yard games than Mixon last year.
Yeah, but Mixon, I bet differ on that Mixon, and only I noticed because I had him on my fantasy football squad. He did regress in touchdowns. He only had 9 touchdowns last year, but he still was 1,000 yard back. He was like, I damn,
Not that hard to have 1,000 yards when you got
no,
18 games.
that's true, definitely true. But they did put him in top 6 in running backs last season. So Mixon did he did what he's supposed to do. But I will say I had Chase Brown as his handcuff in fantasy football, bro. And Chase Brown was running that thing. He took a lot of touches away from him.
Exactly.
Yeah, a whole lot of touches, a whole lot of touchdowns. Definitely one of those great backs out of the backfield. That's where it differs at, bro. He was a pass catcher back with Chase Brown. Mixon was ground and pound. So speaking of Mixon, man, that's my guy, bro. I love Mixon, man. And I I mean, far as Derrick Henry, and we'll touch on that in a little bit, bro. But Mixon traded to the fucking Tennessee Titans is huge to me. I'm gonna tell you why it's huge to me before I ask y'all anything about this. Man, you got a second year quarterback at CJ Stroud, right? So where I thought they had Damian Pierce, rookie running back, he did his thing the first season. You know what I'm saying? Of course he did. They didn't have a quarterback. They had David Mills. So they couldn't do number run the ball. But then you add that with Nico Collins, you got Noah Brown, Tank Dell get back healthy, you got Dalton Schultz at sign back. Then they're stacking their defense. They got Danielle Hunter, and it's other guys that they're signing, man. Like they're really building a team. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Like if it's one team in the AFC, I ain't talking about no Chiefs or nothing that they can stand up with. I'm just talking about that's coming alive. It's the Houston Texans, bro. Definitely the Houston Texans, man. You sign a veteran back like Joe Mixon, which we were just talking about, 1,000 yard back. Man, sky's the limit. Yo, how y'all feel? What's y'all take on this, man? This is big to me, just to me personally.
I think heading into next year, man, and the Texans is serious, man.
Hmm.
That Daniil Hunter signing for them as well. Um, so I mean, you got Daniil Hunter alongside Will Anderson. We got bookends coming from both sides. We
Yep,
already know what CJ done showed you what time it is. If Tank Dell can get back healthy on time, and we know what technology and medicine is these days. So
yep,
it
exactly.
seemed, and I would expect him to be ready by the season. If they get Tank Dell and Nico Collins back, and man, the Texans looking strong going heading into next year, man. They looking real strong heading into next year. They obviously hit on pretty much all their draft picks.
They did.
What's the nephew of Stingley? I forget his first name. He played corner for them, but he was like
Yeah.
their first
So
round.
you talking about Derek Stingley Jr., right?
Yeah, Derek Stingley Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they hit on that. He was like a top 5 corner this year. So
Hmm.
I mean, the Texans are knocking. everything out the park right now, dog.
Yeah.
As far as free agency, draft, developing C.J. Stroud, obviously what D'Amico Ryans is doing with the defense, and
Nico
the
Ryan.
Texans they building something. In a couple of years, that's they looking like a juggernaut.
Yeah. Definitely scary, bro. Definitely. How you feel, Bursky?
Well, I mean, they looked really good, especially coming down the stretch this past year. Uh, the Joe Mixon sign is going to be big. He's definitely going to help uh, the running back they already had because I think he regressed a little last year. What's his name? Call his name for me. Uh,
Singletary.
Singletary
not Singletary.
or
Singletary just
Damian
left.
Pierce?
Oh,
Pierce,
Damian
yeah.
Pierce.
Pierce.
Yeah.
Singletary is no longer there. He's with Giants. Yeah, Pierce. Pierce regressed a little last year, but he was good when they first got him. But I think with Mixon's going to be the third down back. I think because he's more catching the ball, blocking. Pierce going to be that runner. I think he gets his step back this year. And like you said, man, they need to get those receivers back. They got two receivers down. They got two receivers hurt, right? Tank
Yeah.
Dell, yeah.
So Tank Dell, and I had him in fantasy. He
He had the
actually,
worst injury.
yeah, he broke his ankle on a block, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a touchdown scoring block. We don't know. Everybody want to ask, everybody speculate why is he in there blocking? He's the smallest thing on the field. Why is he in there throwing a block? So he rolled his ankle. He obviously broke it. Nico Collins was banged up a few last season, and Noah Brown was too. So they had their injuries. Don't get me wrong, but I'm expecting them to be back in full swing, bro.
Yeah, and then
Like I
then
really do.
you got to hope that CJ doesn't hit that what is this sophomore wall too
Yeah,
bad. Most
yeah.
quarterbacks catch a little slump in the sophomore year because now they're not a surprise to anyone anymore. Everybody's ready for you, the game plan for you. So
And
if you
they're gonna get a stronger schedule too. Now
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
you made the playoffs, you're gonna get a
Mhm,
stronger
that's
schedule.
right,
But
that's
mhm.
right.
I'm just looking at how they building. You know what I mean? CJ. I mean, like you said, CJ. It's possible that you get a little high on your supply, and maybe you have a sophomore slump. But just the way that they building this, man, from defense, from every defensive part, they drafted a corner, drafted a linebacker, drafted a defensive end. Now you sign a defensive end to put on the other end of him. We saw what the receiver core looked like when they were healthy together
Phew.
with Tank
And you
Dell,
got to sign a
Collins,
tight end.
Noah Brown. You know what I mean? Um,
I
hell, I
really
don't
like
even
that
know.
coaching staff. Their coaching staff know what they're
The
doing.
coaching staff is
Yeah,
excellent. You can clearly when you winning and making playoffs with young players, you know that's good coaching.
Yes,
They team is young. You know what I mean? They don't have
yes.
no real experience, and they out there doing it like,
Their coaching staff is young also.
excellent, bro. So I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, I'm looking at how they building, man. I feel like CJ could even maybe take a step back, and they would still make the playoffs.
I believe that. I really do believe that, bro. He
You know,
different, man.
yeah.
He different. I wish. It's funny. I wish Marquise was up here, bro, because I would love to argue this point, man. And I know he loves his Panthers, right? But this is just I'm biased on my behalf, bro. I will say I told him for real. I would have picked C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. I don't know if it's the personnel that's making Stroud, what he is or what have you. But I always said that I think the Panthers should have took C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. That's who I would have picked. That's just my opinion. So to each his
They
own,
gave
bro.
a lot up for Bryce Young, man.
Yeah, they gave a lot up. They definitely did, especially of course DJ Moore. The trade, whatnot, the
And
move up to that person.
The Panthers, from a front office perspective, like you said, I do wish Marquise was here. From a front office perspective, bro, it just don't seem like they have no real vision. Like I didn't even know the situation yesterday when Brian Burns got signed, and then Schefter was talking about they got 2-1s offered to them
Yep,
from the Rams.
from the
That was
Rams.
last year, yeah.
Yep.
Last year
Hmm.
they had 2-1s
Yep.
offered to them, and you took a
Damn.
second and a fifth. So you would
Yeah.
have got your two number ones back that you gave up to get Bryce, and now you get what I'm saying. Now you back in business.
Gosh, bro.
Now you back in
God.
business.
Yeah.
So and then you lose your best pass rusher, probably your best. I'm assuming they best
I
defensive
was that
player.
player. Yeah, I was
That's grounds to fire a GM right there.
Like what are you doing, dog?
That's grounds to fire a GM right there. Because if you made a mistake, that would have erased your mistake. How do you not make that move?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. How often will you get to lose 2-1s and then get 2-1
get them right
in the
back.
same year?
in the same year.
That was a mistake eraser right there. That was like, if I make a mistake on this quarterback, I got it right back right here. I got to make this move.
Yeah.
You have to do
So
that.
Especially
yeah,
if
you
you
gotta
knew you
do it.
weren't gonna pay him. If you knew you
You
weren't
have
gonna
to
pay,
do that.
if
Yeah,
you
you
knew
knew
you
you weren't
weren't
gonna
gonna
pay
pay
him.
Brian Burns,
Yeah.
You have to make that move.
what are you
Yeah.
doing?
You
What are you
have
doing?
to.
Yeah.
You have to
crazy.
fire your GM for that.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
And
dog.
if you playing chess moves like you supposed to, bro, you should know this years ahead. You know it's coming up, gotta pay this player. So you already see how it's laid out. So like you said, cool, like you said, Cup. Man, yeah, that's bad right
That
there.
fell in your lap. You
Yeah.
offer me 2 number ones this
For
year and
him,
next
yeah, I'm
year
taking it. I'm
for
taking that.
Brian Burns,
I'm
and
taking
I
it.
feel like I'm gonna offer 2 number ones for a quarterback.
I'm taking that. I'm
You
taking
That's
got
like
to
that.
do
somebody.
that.
That's like
You have to
somebody
do
giving.
that.
That's like somebody giving you a second life.
if
Because
I mess up, I got it back.
if Bryce Young don't work out, I still got another first round pick back
Got
for
it
him.
back. I
So
got back what I gave up.
so if we finish last next year, I get the first pick in the draft again.
Right.
Like
Shot Dillinger, bro.
I have to get you have to
That's
fire the GM for that, man.
that's impossible.
I don't see why not. Like,
Yeah, that's big, bro. Speaking of the Panthers, man, like we said, we touched on early in the show. Breaking news came through. Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers have traded Deontay. No, I'm sorry. Let me get this right. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Just want to make sure I got who I need. Okay. So the Panthers traded for Deontay Johnson. So they traded a 6th round and a 7th round pick for him. So they got a wide receiver in exchange for those 2 picks, the 6th and the 7th round. Obviously, they lost Brian Burns. We were just talking about Bryce Young, so that's just what it is, man. That's definitely what it is. But speaking of, even in that same breath, man, I want to go to this wide receiver right here, man. Some people call him boom, some people call him bust. Gabe Davis, man, found a new home, Jacksonville Jaguars. Calvin Ridley is actually in talks with the Panthers. Oh no, I wouldn't say the Panthers, the Patriots right now. The Patriots are the front runners to sign him. But Gabe Davis is not with the Buffalo Bills no more. I don't know, man. I really don't know, bro. Like, boom or bust. People call him in fantasy football. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. He had those games where he could give you 4 touchdowns, and then he had 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row, 7 games in a row. He don't give you absolutely nothing, bro.
But you
So
know what? You know what I'll say though? It is a lot of boom or bust with Gabe, but it seems like whenever he was targeted the most, it seemed like he show up. It
he
seemed
show up.
like if you gonna throw me 10 targets today, I'm gonna get at least 1 touchdown. That's what it kind of
Ooh,
seems like his MO is. Now, if you give him 5 targets, you probably might only get 2 or 3 catches, and it's a down day. You know what I'm saying? But if you give him 10 or 12, he seemed like he was cashing them in the last couple of years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a boom or bust, but it seemed like when that ball come his way, it seemed like he cashed it in.
he
I'm
cashes
not
in.
the biggest Buffalo follower. I don't follow Buffalo as closely until it gets playoff time. I mean, I know who Josh Allen is, obviously, but just as far as following Gabe and that team, from the little bit that I do, whenever he got the ball, it was in the end zone, and he was,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I mean, you gotta. That's the kind of boom you would want to have. You would want to have a
yeah.
boom that, hey, if I throw you this ball, we hitting our head on the goalpost, and that's what it seemed to be.
Facts.
So
Facts. Hey, we always talk about this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I traded him to you last season in fantasy football. Boom or bust, man. Gabe Davis, Trevor Lawrence, and you know how you feel, bro?
one thing about it, y'all say he boom or bust. Last year with Buffalo, when he boomed, they won. So when they targeted him and when they targeted him, he scored. When he
Yep.
scored, they won. So I would say keep them involved. If you keep them involved, you win the game. And with the Deontay trade, I actually like the Deontay to Carolina because Deontay is a fast receiver. He gets open really quick, and Bryce needs that. He needs somebody to get open fast so he can get rid of the ball fast.
So this where I have a kind of like pushback on, because like I wanted to ask this question. I kind of sort of did early in the show, and I talked about like actually signing or trading for the same players. You had that in DJ Moore, so it's almost kind of like, a step back where, okay, now I understand what you traded for to get your quarterback, but now you get this wide receiver back, but you really need other pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, it's totally different with my mind frame. I'm just like, if I know this is my top player, I'm not trading. No ifs,
I
ands, or buts about
I mean, I would have to safely assume that. I mean, but you kind of said it at the top. If I gotta go get a quarterback, whether it was C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, no matter who you went with, if the price is DJ Moore, 99 times out of 100, that's what you got to do.
it. You
That's
taking
just
that one though? Would you have did that as a GM or owner?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If I firmly believe in those quarterbacks, um, you talking to the guy that I'm from the city where the Bears moved up a couple of spots to get a dude that nobody wanted in the top 10.
Yeah.
We moved up to go get Mitchell Trubisky. Nobody else
Yeah.
was clamoring to go get Mitchell Trubisky.
Facts.
So if that's the case, if you move up for that guy, then yeah, I would have to, as a GM, I would have to say, whatever the price is, if we can get this guy and you believe in him, then you got to go do what you got to do to go get the
What
guy
you
you
gotta
believe
do?
in. I
Yeah.
actually think that, me personally, I think the bigger question mark is for Jacksonville. I, Personally, I don't know what the deal is with Calvin Ridley. Why he maybe gets a bad rap, or maybe why things
I don't
didn't
understand it.
seem to didn't seem to work out in Jacksonville. But I like Calvin Ridley.
I do
I don't.
too. I mean, far as his, I ain't gonna say far as his gambling, because we do it. You know what I'm saying? He just knew he wasn't supposed to do it as an active NFL player. Other than that, the man ain't killed nobody. He ain't robbed nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so many people threw him under the bus like he did the harshest crime in the world, bruh. He took his on the chin like he was supposed to. He came back and he actually a pretty damn good player. Like, you know what I'm saying? He balled out. He really did. So I don't understand that either.
yeah. I mean,
I
he
really
balled. He balled in a inconsistent uh inconsistent offense with Atlanta, an
don't.
inconsistent offense with Jacksonville, where he didn't even seem to get as many targets towards the second half of the year like he did at the beginning of the year. And his numbers are still serviceable. They still very good. So I mean,
Yeah.
I, I don't get it. I would take Calvin Ridley over Gabe Davis, but if you feel like, all right, we're not taking Ridley, then Davis it is. I mean,
That
I
was it.
can't
Is.
I can't necessarily I can't necessarily argue with it. I feel like I want to know what the phone calls are like for Diggs. You know,
Mm.
I want to know what the phone calls are like for Diggs because at this point, well, you lose Davis. Um, do you lose Diggs too? And now your window is kind of gone with your quarterback who don't have no targets. So I don't know.
Ooh,
He's
that's
got some
it's
damn good tight ends. I give him that.
yeah.
Kincaid, I believe it is.
And
Mm-hmm.
not
Kincaid,
And
Knox, and
Dawson
Kincaid.
Knox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn good tight ends. But
Damn good touch.
so,
He still got James Cook. You know what I'm saying?
I like Cook too. I like Cook
Yeah,
too.
I like
you gotta
Cook.
stop fumbling so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, like that's Dalvin Cook's youngest brother, man. Well, let's keep it pushing, bro. I'm gonna get y'all boys out of here, man. But free agency, man, you've been living under a rock. It's wide open right now in the NFL, man. Tony Pollard going to the Tennessee Titans. I really don't understand this, but I kind of do understand it. But it is what it is. Man. I'm not too big. I'm not too sold on Tony Pollard. It is what it is with me.
Where that rapid fire at, big Bo?
You ready?
Where that
I
rapid fire, big
got it,
dog?
man. I got it. Definitely, man. If y'all guys ready for that rapid fire, let's get it popping, bro. I got a before we get started, man. I got a host of questions for real, man. And some of them will be off the fly too, man. But I got the ones I really wanted to ask you guys, man. And you just tell me how we feel. And these are based on players we ain't even talked about yet in free agency. We ain't even talked about it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's get into it.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard.
All right, let's get into this rapid fire, my guys, man. First and foremost, let me kick this thing off. Like I said, bro, I said 1 to 2 words. Just give me your takes on them, man. Just give me your takes on them. Let's start with my guy, Kirk Cousins, 4,000 yard season coming off Achilles. Anybody can go. I'm gonna start with you, Kirk, only because he was a former Redskin, former commander, former football team man. So Kirk Cousins, he take 4,000 yard season or not?
No, he's overpaid.
Okay, got you. What it is. We're gonna dive more into it, man. I just want to start this rapid fire. We're gonna
I
dive.
got 2 words for him though.
What is?
More money, more money, more money, more money. That might as well be his name by now. More money, Kirk, boy. That
Yeah,
dude get paid, dog.
he he is man,
Damn.
bro. He's stealing money at this point, bro. He definitely stealing money at this point, man. All right, let's get into it, my guys, man. Cool, you up next, man. Lamar Jackson, King Henry will be what at the end of the season?
Uh, I envisioned in the same place they were this year. AFC Championship game. Not necessarily. I'm not even saying that they take the L this time. I'm not even I ain't even predicting W's or L's. But if they retain this defense, I believe that they are in the AFC Championship game. That's my 2 words.
AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got
3
you.
words. 3
Okay.
words. My bad. 3 words. My bad.
No, you good. How you feel, man? Lamar Jackson, King Henry will be what at the end of the season?
Sad because Derrick Henry will have a broken playing on the worst field in football.
Oh my gosh, man! How you talking about?
Damn.
Baltimore has the
Gosh,
worst field
almighty,
in
man!
football. You have a broke
They
leg. You're
do.
gonna be sad.
They definitely do. Speaking of Baltimore, man, Gus Edwards did sign with the Los Angeles, Las Vegas Chargers. I get them mixed up so many times, man. They changed their name, man. They're no longer San Diego. But the rest of my slides didn't load up. At this moment, who do you guys at this moment, right now in this present time, feel like won free agency so far?
You said 1 free agency?
Yeah. Who at the
The
top of the
Texans.
list right now?
The Texans.
Yeah. I believe the Texans too right now.
The Texans. They got what they needed and probably
Yeah.
wanted. They you know what I mean? And obviously they still got the draft to go. I'm not sure even what their positioning is like, because they made the playoffs. And but I'm a fan of what they doing, man. I'm a fan of they are every year they build. Every year they making some moves, they drafting well, they coaching well. So I like it, man. I like it.
Who do you feel like won so far, Cup? And don't talk about free agency.
Well, personally, me, and this is not biased because I'm a fan, but I'm gonna go with my Commanders. That's right.
Hey,
And the reason
let's talk
being,
about him.
is because new ownership for years. We have been tight, not spending any money, same old lane, same old same. But this year, the cap has come off. We are
Right.
spending money. We are getting new players. It's new. The new owner are getting new players. We have gotten one of the best running backs I've seen us get in years in free agency. We have Austin Eckler, and we already had a good running back in B. Rob. So I believe we have one of the best running back duos in football coming this season. So let's
I
see
sure
what we
hope so.
can do. Let's see what we can do.
I
And
sure hope so, bro. I
yes,
look. I was talking about it earlier today, man. Austin Eckler. I wouldn't say this is what won it for me, but I will say I'm proud of ownership and Adam Peters. Let's talk about our new GM, Adam
that's
Peters,
right.
man. We basically stole Austin Eckler. So we traded. People that don't know, we actually traded, and I'm gonna bring it up. So Antonio Gibson, man, one of our pass back, catching backs out of the backfield, he's going to the Patriots. So we was in a position to look for another back of his caliber. With that being said, Austin Eckler signed 2 years. Uh, they're saying it's $11 million. It's only 11 million some odd dollars because of the incentives, but it's really eight something. Like I think 8.75 or something like that. And then he get the rest off, whether we make the playoffs or not. But we stole him. I feel like we stole him. He's 28 years old. He's still in his, I don't want to say prime or whatnot, but he's still a formidable back. You can't take nothing away from him. We got Anthony Lynn, which is the running back coach. If you don't know who Anthony Lynn was, do your homework. He's from the Chargers.
Right. He used to be the
So
coach, the head coach of the
yeah,
Chargers a couple
so
years back when
hmm
Eckler had a couple of his best years.
yeah,
Shout
so
out to
I
Anthony Lynn for
definitely
coaching up the Chargers so that Brandon Staley could have the same record the next year after they fired Anthony
yeah, or actually,
Lynn.
I mean, yeah, he just destroyed the Chargers, but yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about Stanley. I don't, good gosh almighty, bro. But that's a whole nother story, man. But like, I feel like Austin Eckler is going to be a great addition for us. Just to bring that spark, man. I can't wait to see it, man. You already know you've been playing fantasy football long enough, man. He did have a down year last year, just like a lot of the running backs had a down year last year. You know what I'm saying? They had that meeting earlier in the summertime. They didn't know they wanted to boycott this and that. The third, they just really wanted to get paid. Now, pretty much everybody is paid. Every running back that was talking shit that wanted their money that's on a new team. So what are you gonna do? You gotta show up. So this is the time. Show up, show out, do what you do. So I'm proud of the Commanders for that signing. We didn't blow the bag on them. I'll go back to a whole bunch of people we blew the bag on. They didn't show up, man. That's why I'm not too big on names and stuff right now. So in free agency, but I'm proud of that, man. Definitely proud of that. Let's keep the rapid fire going, man. Keep it going. Appreciate you guys for real, for real. I want to start with this, man. Tiki Barber, man, ranting. Did you guys check that out? What he said about Saquon going to the Eagles?
You
I
dead
did.
to me.
I did.
How y'all feel about that?
I know a
He's
lot
a,
of people are saying that it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing,
Yeah.
because he was on the show and there was a whole lot that they talked about on the show, and that was just like one or two sentences that he said. I wouldn't necessarily overreact to it, but I would also say that with you being number one, with you being from the Giants, and two,
Mm-hmm.
with you being at the running back position, you sound stupid. You sound stupid because your franchise that you champion in, the franchise that you lead in rushing, they didn't want Saquon. So why would you even let that why would you let that sentence come out your mouth? Why do
Right.
people always so quick to criticize players? It's called free agency. It's called free agency. And by the way, this free agency didn't even have to happen for you if you would have one, not overpaid the quarterback that Saquon got paid in the first place. And then you could
Facts.
have done and you had last year to deal with this. So that's on the Giants. I mean, I don't really I get it. I mean, you say when you on TV or you on these radio shows, you want to play up and say certain things for theatrical purposes, but you dead to me to a dude that plays your position, and you know the situation that he's in. He has to get enough guaranteed money before he turns a certain age because they're gonna
Right,
discard of him.
right.
So it's and I know I don't get the statement, but uh, I'm and I was kind of glad that Saquon got out of it. And you know what I mean? It's like it wasn't necessarily nothing disrespectful. It's just okay. Well, if I'm dead to you, just make sure you keep that energy because he seemed like the type of guy Tiki does. He seemed like the
Hmm.
type of guy that he seemed like the type of guy that might want to shake somebody's hand after you done said something foul about him.
Saying something like
You know what I'm saying?
fake and
So
phony. I get it. And you left the year before your Giants actually won the Super Bowl, bro, with the catch.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, how you feel, Cup man? Tiki man, was he wrong, bro? The only reason I asked this question in this rapid fire segment, man, because I'm like, I remember back in the day, it was almost like a no fly zone, bro. Like in any sport, to be honest with you, but definitely in the NFL, there's be like, yo, you can't go to your rival team, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way Emmett Smith, you know what I'm saying? Even though the division was what it was, man, when he left the Cowboys, he went to Arizona, or just anybody, bro. They were just like, yo, you don't go to your division foe. So how you feel about Saquon Barkley, man? I feel like I don't know, man. I really don't know. I feel like he was wrong for saying it, but like Kuz said, it was just fly off the tongue, bro. How you feel
Well,
about
well, being that this is the month of March,
that? Hmm.
and and this is the greatest podcast in the world, the NPR League. I'm
It
gonna
is.
let my main man, may he rest in peace, say it for me because he said it the best.
Player. Who was
He's a
that?
player hater.
He's a player hater. A player hater from the Himalayas, man. Yeah,
Player
definitely agree.
hater. He's a player hater for
Yeah,
that. That's a player hating statement. Like my man said, it's free agency.
it
Get
is.
your money. If they're not gonna pay me, I'm going where they will.
Yeah, and it's
And
crazy, bro, because the Giants actually had the money to sign him, but then y'all give the money to Devin Singletary. That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, the only reason Danny Dimes got paid is because of Saquon.
I
He
believe it.
got
Saquon
paid
got Danny
after.
Dimes paid, and
Yeah,
he
he
didn't
got
deserve it.
from a dude that was 47% of the offense the year that they gave Danny Dimes that money. Saquon was
Yes.
47% of the offense, and you paid
47.
somebody else. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. And speaking of the Giants, man, I just want to get into this. I got a few more rapid fire questions, Bruce. The Giants did sign Drew Lock from the Seattle Seahawks. So I don't know really what their quarterback situation is going to be. If they're still believing in Danny Dimes, is Drew Lock going to just magically become the starter quarterback? We don't know. We just got to wait to see. Definitely got to wait and see. Including with that, that same breath, bro, I don't understand why my commander signed it Marcus Mariota today, but I understand, you need three quarterbacks on your roster just in case somebody get hurt later on down the road. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it. So, last question, fellas. Saquon, Eagles, he taking them back to the Super Bowl? Anybody, somebody.
I'll
I
let you go
say
ahead, man.
negative, but it's gonna be a hell of a option route back there with Hurts putting it in his chest and pulling it out. It's gonna look good. The same with Henry and Lamar. Putting it in his chest and pulling it out. That's gonna be a hell of an option right there. That option between those four is gonna be dynamic.
How you
Yeah,
feel, cool?
yeah, I agree. I agree. It's similar to the Derrick Henry situation. I feel like this puts them back in a position to be back where they were a couple of years ago. I wouldn't necessarily say this makes them a Super Bowl uh team, but very damn near close to it because it'll be hard pressed for me to put a whole lot of teams in front of them in the NFC. Um, and their front office is always working, always making moves. Uh, Offensive line seems like it's gonna be intact. They just gave I think it was they guard like the highest deal for a guard,
Hmm.
something like that. And like my man just said, that option of Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and we already know they already unstoppable with that, the tush push. I don't know what the rules are gonna be this upcoming year. Maybe the NFL stops them, but
They might outlaw the tush push.
yeah, man. But yeah, now you got a down back. You got a guy that knows how to find that end zone, a dude who can hit top speed when he get an open field. So um, it looks like they gearing back up for another run to late in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Hey, great takes, fellas. Great takes, man. Washington Commanders, man, signed Jeremy Chin. Uh, he's a defensive back from the Carolina Panthers, man. Definitely big. Definitely big. It's a lot. There's a lot of free agency left, man. One thing I didn't do is pull the remaining ones up just to see what's going on. But let's just run it down. Garden Minshew, bro. Minshew mania, man. He's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. If you don't know, Jimmy G was cut today, so obviously they need a quarterback. I feel bad for Devontae Adams. I really do. I really, really feel bad for him, man. I just feel like he left Packer Nation to pair up with his college buddy and Derek Carr, and then the year after, Derek Carr get traded to the Saints, which left him by himself. So now he's just really like I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. I feel for Devontae Adams. I definitely do. But Gardner Minshew, man, new quarterback in Vegas. I really don't know. Any of you guys got any takes on this, or we could just keep it pushing because I don't have nothing about Gardner Minshew. He did good with the Colts last season. I'm happy for him. He made it do what it do, but I don't have
Men should
I
be better
I
than what they had.
nothing.
personally personally I think they should be. I don't know what the hell my Bears are doing, but I think they should be one of the main teams on the phone trying to acquire Justin Fields. Personally, I think I think
The Raiders.
I think Vegas needs to be on the phone now that Atlanta's out the option. I don't think it's a chance of hell he'd get traded to Minnesota in the division. Um, so the Raiders need to be on. I feel like they need to be on the phone. I feel like they need to be number one on the phone. Uh,
Looking for a
try
quarterback.
to acquire Justin Fields. But I mean, Minshew seemed like whenever he in there, it seemed like he played well. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's not taking you to any. Like you said, he's not finna make Devontae Adams an All Pro again. You're not finna get 15, 1,600 yards with Minshew going to. I don't think so. But
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Ooh, hey, Fields would look good in that Raiders uniform. Man.
Ish.
I
yeah,
heard they only want a 6th-round pick for Fields now. Wow, that's nothing.
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. I feel like this shit should have been done. You should be
Yeah.
done with this by now and be planning your draft board accordingly. And you
Yeah.
should have so many picks acquired from the Justin Fields situation that you should be able to line this thing right up with your new quarterback. But we'll wait and see, man. I don't know what the hell the
From
Bears
what I
are doing.
heard, they only asking for a 6th-round pick. Well, they want
Suppo-
more, but teams are only offering a 6th-round pick. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Supposedly Schefter said they're not even taking trade requests.
Wow.
Ah,
Supposedly he said that he tweeted yesterday. He said as of now they don't have any teams that are actively making trade requests for Justin Fields, and the Bears aren't really actively shopping him out there.
so that means
Oh,
they want to keep him. They're gonna get Marvin Harrison Jr. That's the only thing I can see
I would love it. I'd fall
at the number
over.
one spot.
I'd fall over damn near in tears because I told you a million times that he's to me he is can't miss. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to make
Yeah,
Pro
I
Bowls.
believe that.
He's
Cool.
going to be All Pro.
I believe that. Cool.
He's gonna be good. It's no question. As long as he's healthy and upright, he will be good. So I'm with you. DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr., Justin Fields. I feel like you got some dynamic, but
I wouldn't do that.
I don't know what the hell going on. You got
Y'all
Swift
gonna
and
mess up
Herbert.
if y'all do that. Because it's like 40 some great receivers in this draft. It's not a whole lot of Joe Alts out there.
Yeah, but are they generational talent like that though? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel
Joe
like, you know,
Alt is gonna be the best offensive lineman in this year's draft for 15 years.
but he only one offensive lineman. The other four got to show up.
Yeah, but you got that start with one.
Yeah, but I get it though. But check this out. We had Trent Williams. I felt like he was our best offensive lineman, but the other dude sucked. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
you gotta have that one.
Yeah, you gotta have that one. You definitely gotta have that one.
You gotta start somewhere. You
Gotta
gotta protect that quarterback.
No, I definitely feel that, bros. But man, great show, you guys, man. This is what we do here at the NPR League podcast, man. It's gonna keep on keeping on, continuing to grow, man. You know, it's March, bro. We got March Madness coming up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to throw a few brackets out there just for us to have some fun with. You got the NBA playoffs coming up in April, the play-ins coming up in April or whatnot. Yeah, the NBA finals, and then before you know it, man, we right back at football. But let me recap a little bit, man. The Philadelphia Eagles definitely are signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson to a 3-year deal worth a massive $33 million, man, from the Lions. He's going to Philadelphia. I got a little news right here, man. Let me get into this though. The Steelers are sending wide receiver Deontay Johnson to Carolina Panthers, a new weapon for Bryce Young. We just got to see what it is. So this is some good news right here. It just came out before we went live. Patrick Mahomes is restructuring his contract to create $21.6 million in cap space. Patty Holmes.
I wonder what they're trying to get with that.
T. Higgins.
Oh,
T. Higgins.
That if they get that, they're going to win the Super Bowl again.
It says
not get back. They're going to win.
It said Chiefs are gearing up to three-peat to get on the three-peat.
Why would they announce that on the same day T. Higgins announces that he wanted to trade, or within the same 24 hours?
They will win the Super Bowl again in Kansas City if they were to get T. Higgins.
That's what it sounds like to me, because it sounds like you don't have to open up cap space as far as like future wise. Our quarterback locked up, our best defensive player is locked up, and Kelsey going forward, he won't require long-term contracts.
No, you can franchise tag him each year.
And he said he's willing to take a pay cut because he want to become the first team in the NFL history to three.
You see what I'm saying? So why else free up that money unless you're going to get a weapon? I mean, like you just said, it's a gang of receivers in the draft. It's gonna be receivers on second round, third round that might make Pro Bowls. Like there's some damn good receivers out there, but
fast too, big and fast.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a position to win now, like Chiefs are, and go for a dynasty with 3 straight, why else free up that much money?
T. Higgins would be perfect for that team. Oh
gosh,
my.
Yep. God, that's nasty work right there. Pause, bro. Nasty work, man. But like I said, Patrick Mahomes is restructuring his contract to create $21.6 million in cap space for Kansas City. Speaking of restructuring, bro, I don't even want to call this restructuring. They said Justin Jefferson turned down $30+ million per year contract with the Vikings.
They have no quarterback.
He waiting on CeeDee Lamb. It seemed like everybody kind of waiting on CeeDee Lamb because Jerry Jones usually breaks the bank for his players.
Reset the market.
Yeah, he usually
overpays.
He overpaid for Zeke. He overpaid for Dak. So usually, if the other receivers, they probably want to wait for CD to get paid because he's gonna reset the market again.
Right.
Yeah,
Then Justin can take his, and Jamar Chase can take his. Like, and they probably. I'm telling you, everybody just waiting on CD,
yeah,
waiting on Jerry Jones to overpay. Well, not overpay because CD is the man. I ain't saying that he a dog, but I'm just saying
yeah,
everybody know Jerry Jones gonna pay the top dollar. So once
yeah.
CD get his deal, then everybody else gonna take their shit.
Everybody gonna take it's gonna fall in line, man. Philadelphia Eagles, man, they look good, bro. They acquired Saquon Barkley, Bryce Huff, the DE. They got C.J. Gardner Johnson. They signed Devontae Parker from the Patriots. He was a free agent, the wide receiver. So they both at that position. Zach Bond, Matt Hennessy, offensive lineman. So that is big, man. Other than that, man, free agency is live and well is kicking. I'm just scrolling through right now, just to see. Oh, this is another bit one that I missed, man. Former Bill safety Jordan Poyer has signed with the Dolphins on a 1 year deal. So they lost Xavier Howard, and he's still in free agency, actually. So they signed Poyer from the Buffalo Bills. So I man, this season right here is gonna be crazy, bro. I really believe it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. Just seeing so many different running backs, man. Like we so used to being in one spot for so long on different teams. Like, bro, imagine just those Sundays, 1 o'clock games. You're seeing Lamar Jackson handing it off to Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who our quarterback is going to be in Washington, but you got Austin Eckler there. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Mixon in a Houston Texas uniform. Like, yo, that's bananas, bro. That's bananas. And it's just getting started. Day 3 is tomorrow. Just getting started, man. You guys got anything else before we get out of here you want to touch on, man? I appreciate you guys so much, man. Definitely.
Hey,
We did that.
I wouldn't mind Chicago getting Marvin Harrison Jr. That means Caleb coming home, bring
I
him
sure hope
home
he
to
pan out, bro.
DC,
Even if that is the case, man, I sure hope it pan out, man. Everybody know that I'm a Washington Commanders fan
bring him home.
to the bone gristle, man. But I'm to the point in this fandom career of mine where I don't even care about big names no more. Like I want to win, man. I don't care if your grandma come and play for us. I want
Caleb
to
play for
win. I
your
want to
college
win, bro.
team, man.
I love.
Bring Caleb
Yeah,
home.
I get it. I definitely get it, man. I'm a USC fan, man. I definitely get it, man. So I would love to have him. You know what I'm saying? But I want a winner, man. I'm so sick of the names and how they hype it up in the separate claim media that they do, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought RG3 was gonna be that guy. You get what I'm saying?
I
I
think
thought
he would have
Andrew
did if he wouldn't have got hurt. I think
yeah,
he would have
I
made
thought
something happen.
Andrew Luck was gonna be that guy with the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like we can
He
go
was
back as
doing
far as
good
that.
till he got hurt.
Yeah, but
Quick.
it's just different moments and times that I remember, man. And it kind of put a salty taste in my mouth. I'm like, yo, I don't care about these what they did in college anymore, man. If that joint don't translate into the NFL on the NFL gridiron, it don't mean nothing to me. It really don't mean nothing to me, bro.
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel. Hey, put it like this: just like Cool Bears, our Commanders definitely deserve a winning season, bro. I'm
We
talking
do.
about in grand fashion,
We do.
man. Like we definitely do, bro. Like we'd have been to the games. We spent our hard-earned money on merchandise and stuff like that.
Yes.
Jerseys, T-shirts, and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
We deserve winning seasons, man. Like so, that's just how I look at it, man.
And
But other
I
than
did
that, man,
I did a little
yeah.
research. I wanted to add one last thing in here. I did a
Mhm.
little research on my guy Michael Penix Jr. and Daniels, and it turns out the only thing he's a little better at than the Heisman winner. Heisman winner, I guess, was better at a lot more things.
Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
He was better at a lot more things, but it was about a couple of things that Penix had a little better. And the main things that Penix had better was that he throws a better deep ball outside the lines, which
Okay.
translates better in the NFL. The deep ball outside the lines, that's actually something that Lamar Jackson has problems with.
Yeah.
That's why he throws better to his tight ends because he throw the deep ball on the inside.
Gotcha.
He can't throw it deep down the sideline like Russell Wilson does well. You know, a lot of quarterback does that well, but that's what Penix Jr. does well. He throws a good deep ball on the sideline. You know,
Yeah.
Also Penix navigates better inside the pocket. He knows how to use his pocket, and that's probably because he's a better runner. He doesn't sit in the pocket. He's more of a runner. The Heisman Trophy winner is more of
Gotcha.
a runner. Jaden Daniels,
Yeah.
you know, Daniels more of a runner, and Penix is more of a pocket passer. So he
Pocket passer.
navigates back there in the
Mhm.
pocket. So they accuracy is probably about even, but for like a target pass, Penix is better with a targeted pass when you're like standing still passing. And he's not better passing on the run
No,
because
got it.
Daniels
It's
is
vice
better
versa.
passing on the run. So it evens out as far as accuracy because
Mhm.
when you're on the run passing, Daniels is better. But when you're in the pocket passing, Penix is better. So that evens out. But those are that was the little differences in the nuances.
I know. We shall see, man. Like I said, I just want our GMs, our coaches, our owners just to make the next move, their best move, man. And speaking of it, man, you know what I'm saying? Like we
But
ain't even talked about it.
Penix is
Yeah,
a left-handed quarterback.
he is.
His passes are prettier. The way the ball leaves his hand and the trajectory of the ball just looks prettier. Everybody
Yeah,
says that too.
yeah,
You know, but and
yeah,
their receivers, he has a big time receiver at LSU. LSU is what wide receiver U they call it.
yeah.
Got a
That's yeah, they do.
But the receivers from this year and receivers at LSU and the receivers at Washington, they both had same numbers. So both quarterbacks had their receivers looking good.
It's similar. No, I get
Similar,
it.
yeah. So the receivers had same numbers, but of course Daniels was better because he had way tons more rushing yards.
The
Yeah.
second best
Tons. I mean, like
receiver in this year's draft is from Washington. Rome Odunze is the second best.
Ramaduze. Yeah, he
After
is.
after
Yep.
after Marvin Harrison, Rome
Mhm.
Odunze is going to be the best.
Mhm.
oh yeah, their receivers are awesome, just like
Mhm.
LSU receivers are awesome.
Mhm.
So both quarterbacks had their receivers awesome, but just like his rushing is awesome. His rushing is nowhere because he wasn't a rushing quarterback. He's a pocket. Let me be back here and navigate the pocket and do my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
No,
he's a lefty.
that's big time, man. It's definitely big time, man. You just got to make your best move, your next move,
Right.
your best move, bro. Because you know you got Caleb Williams, man. You got Jaden Daniels, you got JJ McCarthy, you got Bo Nix. We could talk about like it's quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's a quarterback first round. Make it do what it do. You know what I'm
I
saying? That's
actually
how
think Penix will be a great NFL quarterback, though.
he could be.
I think,
I hope all of them will be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, but I just go back and I
He
remember
might
when
not
they
be
said
our
Trey Lance.
quarterback, but I think he'll be a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just always go back. I remember they said the same thing about Matt Leinart. You know what I'm saying? At one point, he was that man. He's going to be that next quarterback in the NFL. He
Uh,
came in and did nothing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It kind of showed that Reggie Bush was actually carrying that team in defense. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
looking at certain stuff like that. But speaking of quarterback, yo, before we get out of here, because we didn't talk about this guy, Russell Wilson, bro, Richmond, Virginia native.
Ah,
He's he's pairing up with Mike Tomlin from Newport News, Virginia.
okay.
How do you guys feel, bro? Russell Wilson, can he revive that, or was Sean Payton really in the way? You know what I'm saying? Let's ride. You know what I'm saying? He got another team, man. Hey, cool. How you feel about Russell, man?
Um, I don't know. I honestly, he's like the question mark probably of next season for me because he's
Yeah,
not. I can never disrespect the man. He is not a bad quarterback. He's
and
not
he's
a
a
bad.
Super Bowl champion.
He's
Yeah.
not a bad quarterback. He has plenty of playoff and Super Bowl experience.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously he's a real good guy. just personally, he seems like a real good guy. But like I was telling y'all in the last episode, man, I think where Russ loses at is Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. He doesn't necessarily motivate anybody to come play with him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I feel like Russ's biggest problem is the locker room. I don't think he has friends, too many friends in the NFL. For a dude that's played over a decade in the league, he should have, more people that wrap their arms around him. Oh man, Russ, my guy, man. It don't seem like it's a whole lot of people. We've heard how the Legion of Boom has spoke out in certain cases, and how Marshawn Lynch spoke out, about him. And we see how the situation plays out with the Broncos. You got your own office, and you're making yourself separate from your teammates. You and the coach obviously don't get along. I can't even blame him for the first year, because we all know Nathaniel Hackett is nobody. So,
Yeah.
he's a question mark for me, man. I think I do still think Russ is a good quarterback. It's what is Russ going to do to take his game to the next level? It ain't about what's on the field.
Yeah.
What is Russ
Yeah.
going? Is Russ going to
Yeah.
get his receivers together in
Yeah.
the summer and say, "Hey, come over to my house and eat dinner," so
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
watch video together.
Let's throw this ball.
You know what I'm saying?
Come to my house.
Like the top quarterbacks do. You know what I'm saying? You always like, is he gonna come to OTAs and stay and build the playbook? Let's get in this playbook together. Let's make sure we working out there. You know what I mean? I think it's more about the locker room. If Russ is ready to lead as a leader, then I think the Steelers will be good. But if he's just gonna try to show up on Sundays and think that that's gonna be good enough, okay. He'll probably have good stats like he's had the last couple of years, but I don't think they're gonna. It's about elevation. You're in the AFC. You going up against Josh Allen. You going up against Mahomes. You going up Lamar Jackson. Something got to elevate you, and he don't seem like the dude that's ready to elevate shit to me. So, but
I love to chime in on this one. First of all, come to my house, Mr. Russ. Come to my house.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
It does, bro.
That says a lot,
Man,
though.
listen here, man. First of all, that's what most of his problems is at. That's why he ain't got no friends.
Yeah.
Because all his teammates was fucking his first wife.
Uh-oh.
That's why. What you mean? That's why he got divorced the first time. That's why all them people got sent up out of there. Golden Tate and all them boys was hitting his first wife. That's why he ain't got no friends. That's why he ain't trying to be anybody's friend now. He married to Sierra. He worried about Future still hitting his wife. He ain't trying to be looking over his shoulder, invite nobody to his house. Hell, he trying to sell 2 houses right now. He ain't going there to buy no house anyway. He trying to sell the house in Seattle and the house in Denver. He trying to sell both of them. He doing exactly what you said. This man trying to show up at the games and do what he got to do. He coming from the hotel. He coming from the W.
Stop, bro. You gotta stop.
He coming from the W. He ain't buying no house. He coming from the W, dog. He gonna go to practice and he trying to hunt down Sierra. That's why he couldn't keep putting babies in her. So can't nobody else get her.
Man.
He paying for the mommy makeovers every time he knock her up. What?
Hey.
Invite to his crib.
I ain't even give you no pushback on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why we put the disclaimer at the beginning of the show. I
gotta make the people watch, baby.
These are only our opinions.
I gotta make the people watch.
Yeah, definitely. No, hey, bro, I love it, bro. These are only our opinions, man, and what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And I love Russ, but he should have came to us. Bro. He should have came to us instead of going to Denver when he had the chance, because we don't want you now in Washington. He should have came to us. He went to Denver, and his career is over. He gonna be at Pittsburgh for one and done, and then he gonna be out the league.
I don't think
Ain't
so,
nobody
bro.
else gonna want him.
I,
Only reason why
I
Pittsburgh want him because they only got to pay him 1.2 million, and Denver paying the rest. This a one and done deal. He out the league after this. He better pay for
hey,
another album for
I
Sierra and
bet the
hopefully make
difference,
a
bro.
hit.
I
He done.
bet the difference. I'm gonna tell you why I bet the difference, bro. Because I feel like Mike Tomlin is gonna be that coach. That, look, first and foremost, this is why if Russ gonna be Russ, right? I understand that, but you gotta find that just like we do as men, each and every day. You know what I'm saying? I put on my work pants just like y'all put on y'all work pants. Make it do what it do. Bring the bacon home. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If he find that motivation to say, "Hey, I'm gonna prove to y'all it won't Pete Carroll. I mean, it was Pete Carroll, it was Sean Payton that made it seem like I want that nigga." Excuse my French, excuse my language, but god damn it, fuck that. I'm gonna show y'all who I am. I'm Russell Wilson. He gotta show up at some point, bro. This the last. I mean, you we want to talk. Let's ride. I feel like this the last ride for you. Either you gonna show up or you're not. You know what I'm saying? That's why they gave you 1 year, and then that's just what it is. I feel
And I'm
like
gonna,
you got the weapons. You got Pat Fairmouth at tight end. You got George Pickens. You don't got Deontay Johnson right now. He was traded
they
to
need
the
a
Panthers.
replacement for him.
They'll get a replacement.
He
But
needs
I'm
some help.
looking at the other side of the ball. Like your defense gonna shorten the field up. T.A.
Yeah,
Watt. They just signed Patrick Queen from the
yeah,
linebacker
yeah,
from the Ravens.
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? They gonna show up and shorten the field for you. Russ,
One
you
thing I
won a
will
Super
say
Bowl, bro.
about
Come on.
Pittsburgh, they are great at drafting wide receivers.
Yeah, and they're gonna
So
do
they
it.
will get a good
They're
one.
gonna do it. They're definitely gonna do it, man. So this on Russ, just like you said, Cup. Just like you said, cool. At the end of the day, it's. I mean, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. I feel like I'm the nicest guy in the world, bro. To otherwise. But other than that, man, yo, you that guy, man. Show up. Be that dude. Like, forget that, man. Like you Russell Wilson. Show up, my guy. Be that guy. You supposed to be that quarterback. That's just how I
Midwest
feel.
Monsters. I'm still on that shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna tell you what type of coach they got. They got a good enough motherfucking coach that'll motivate his motherfucking team
That's what I'm
to
talking about.
stay
Just like
off of
Tommy.
Russ ass and not beat his ass and go out there and play good enough to make the playoffs and keep everybody together for 1 year.
Yeah,
That's
one year
how
might
good of
change.
a coach and motivator Tom it is. We're gonna go out there and play. Ain't nobody that ain't got to like him. He doing a good enough job, better than Pickett did last year. We gonna win with him. Y'all ain't gotta like him. Fuck it. He decent enough.
Go,
We can win. You ain't gotta like him. Look at
go.
his wife. She pretty in the stands. We ain't gotta like him. He getting the job done. We gonna win with him. Next year we gonna bring somebody else in. Come on, y'all. We gonna
Hey,
keep everybody off his ass, and they gonna win enough games to make the playoffs. Maybe one playoff win, then they going home.
Mm.
hey. I mean, I can't necessarily say nothing to disagree with. I will say though, in your scenario, if they win a playoff game, which they haven't done in what 6, 7 years, they ain't won a playoff game in like 6, 7. I mean, that ain't no one and done to me. That don't that
Yeah.
don't that. Mm,
They won wild card last year, and then they lost next round.
okay,
They're
I do
gonna do the
remember
same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
They'll beat the
okay,
Bengals. They ain't gonna beat Pittsburgh. They'll beat the Bengals.
I got you.
Yeah. But
But
I
I don't
love
feel
the pick,
mixed.
fellas.
They'll beat the Bengals with Zach Moss. They'll realize they missed Zach Bengals.
Minus T Higgins going to Kansas Chiefs, like my brother Cool said, man. Because I feel like he going. If it's one person, we said a couple of episodes. We said it would be Mike Evans. T Higgins, man, going. Hey, let's go ahead and call a spade at Ace of Eight. Man, T Higgins, man, if the rumors are to be true, he going to Kansas City. And then after that, I win shit. What we watching football for? I just want to draft him number one. I might draft him if I get the first round pick next year. I'm drafting him number one, bro. Over everybody in fantasy football, bro. Definitely, man. But yo, man, y'all brothers be easy, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Free agency is still moving, still shaking the bacon, bro. So until next time, man, I want to get in. look, next episode, bro. I definitely forget the men's NCAA basketball. I want to get into some of the girls, bro.
I was
I
just
know.
about to say that.
Listen, I,
Fuck the dudes this year. I'm not watching the dudes this year.
yeah, I'm not watching
I'm
them
watching
this
the girls.
year, bro. I told wifey that I'm not watching them. Hey, let me get into South Carolina Gamecocks. Let me talk about LSU and
Man,
all of them, and Tennessee and all of them.
Caitlin
So,
Clark out there clowning, Juju Watkins out there, that girl from UConn,
hey,
she's
man,
nice.
listen.
Like I'm like, yo, hey, the girls is hooping, dog.
Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. But that's next episode, man. You know the rant's coming always, man. That's what we do in the NPR League, man. Let's get it, bro. Love you guys, man. Signing
Yes,
out.
sir.
You did.